This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, March 27th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Very early yesterday morning, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department was dispatched to a house fire on Bob White Court in Dunkirk in the southern section of Anne Arundel County. Upon arrival, crews found heavy fire showing, and it quickly grew to a second alarm when the home became fully involved and the roof did collapse. Calvert County, Prince George's County, the city of Annapolis all assisted Anne Arundel County fighting the blaze, and according to the fire department, 3 adults and 1 child were able to exit the home with their 3 dogs prior to the arrival of the firefighters. There were no other injuries reported, and the fire is under investigation right now, but the home does appear to be a total loss. Glenn Miller was down on the scene, and he does have some photos on eyeonannapolis.net. You can check them out. The fire department does remind everybody you want to be sure that your bedroom door is closed before you go to bed. Close before you doze. You can go to a website called closeyourdoor.org to find out all you need to know, and that can give you a few seconds or a few minutes that could save your life in the event of a fire. On Monday night at about 10 p.m., Anne Arundel County police officers were in the 7800 block of Tall Pines Court in Glen Burnie when they heard the sound of gunshots. A 911 caller provided information which sent officers to an apartment in the 7900 block of Tall Pines Court, and they located 2 adult male victims suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. Both victims were transported to area hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries, which is a good thing, and the victims were 35 and 43 years of age. After a search of the area, Anne Arundel County Police came up blank, and the description of the suspect is a black male, approximately 6 foot tall, wearing dark clothing. Now, this is just a few blocks away from the double homicide that happened on Sunday night up in Glen Burnie. And speaking of that homicide, the Capitol has an interesting story. The Anne Arundel County Police arrested and charged a man late on Monday in connection with that double murder. They filed 2 counts of first and second degree murder, first and second degree assault, and charges relating to having a loaded handgun on his person or a vehicle. However, the Anne Arundel County State's Attorney's Office dropped the charges hours later, citing insufficient evidence. The state's attorney did decline to comment to the Capitol, citing the active investigation. Antoine Elijah Queen and Antoine Troy Briggs were both killed on Sunday night in the 300 block of Highland Drive. Based on 2 separate witnesses at the scene, the police were looking for a silver vehicle. One witness was able to provide a license plate number. They found the car, they arrested the owner, and that man was actually identified as one of the people seen leaving the scene in a photo lineup that police presented. So we're not sure why charges were dropped, but they were. Good news for the schools of Maryland. The Maryland General Assembly voted to pass a $46.6 billion budget that increases funding for education by more than what the governor had proposed. The Senate voted 47-0, and the House of Delegates voted 123-12 to pass the spending plan after reaching a compromise to provide $255 million in additional money to begin implementing the state's Kirwan Commission recommendations to improve schools. All told, it's going to see $7 billion for public schools in Maryland next year, and that is the most money ever spent on education in the state. And while it is more than proposed by Governor Hogan, and while it is a record, some advocates are still saying that it is not nearly enough. Let's get on to some great news. AMFM, Annapolis Musicians Fund for Musicians, has some money and they want to give it away. They're giving away their $5,000 scholarship, and it's going to be awarded to a current high school senior who intends to pursue a bachelor's degree in either vocal or instrumental music performance. The criteria? You've got to be a current high school student in Anne Arundel County scheduled to graduate this May or this June. You have to be a musician active in high school, chorus, band, orchestra, jazz band, or other school-sponsored performance group, a GPA of 3.0, and intend to pursue a bachelor's degree in music performance. Additionally, you're going to have to submit a 3-minute narrative video or a 500 to 750 word written essay to support your application. If you are interested in this, go to amfm.org. And applications are due on April 22nd. And for those that don't know what AMFM is, this is a music support group, for lack of a better word. It was created to provide financial relief to professional musicians in Annapolis who can't work due to sickness, injury, or other circumstances which leave them in a lurch. They raise funds through donation and actually through the wildly popular In the Vein Of series. where local musicians come together and play an original song in the vein of an artist, and then also a cover of one of the artist's songs. The next one coming up is Motown, so you want to check out ramsheadonstage.com and get your tickets to that, because that is going to be a great show. Out Route 50 a little bit into the district. Warm weather is causing the National Park Service to move the cherry blossom peak bloom date up a little bit. In a tweet sent out yesterday, the National Mall Park Service said, determining the peak bloom date requires checking both the forecast and where the trees are in the blooming process. The indicator tree is in full bloom, and with temperatures forecast to be in the upper 70s this weekend, we now predict the peak bloom will occur on April 1st. Peak bloom was initially forecast for April 3rd to the 6th, and the National Cherry Blossom Festival is already underway. It got started on March 20th and runs through April 14th. And to give you an idea, it draws about 1.5 million people to the district and generates about $100 million in economic activity. So thank you, Japan, for that. All right, that is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day, because we do update it throughout the day. Check out our link in our show notes and find out all the different ways that you can connect with us. And if you're someplace where you can give us a rating or a review, please do that. I would appreciate it. And of course, give us a recommendations to your friends and family and colleagues. All right, now hang tight. We have George Young standing on deck with your local DMV weather forecast, and he's coming up right after this message from MacMedics. And if you have a Mac, you need to check out MacMedics. Have you ever been to the Annapolis Mall when it opens for the day? Maybe you've noticed the line of folks waiting to get into the Apple Store. As you may know, I'm a Mac user, and today's episode of the Daily News Brief, in fact, all of the episodes of the Daily News Brief have been produced right here on my Mac computer. What you might not know about is MacMedics. They were founded here in Annapolis in 1989, and they are an Apple-authorized premium service provider, the only one in the Baltimore-Annapolis, D.C. area. And what that means to you is that they repair all Apple devices, including the iPhone screens and batteries, all without an appointment. And most repairs are done the same day, usually within 2 hours. They also sell everything except the iPhone and the watch for the same price as Apple. I don't know why you would go anywhere else. Give them a call at 410-757-MACS, or if you're not into the whole letter thing, 410-757-6227. Stop by their retail store in Severna Park on Benfield Road, or their service center in Lanham, right off of Route 50. Or you can always check them out online at macmedics.com. I'll tell you, they've saved me quite a few times, and I know they can save you.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, March 27th. If you like sunny, dry skies, then today through Saturday will be your set of days. Today, sunshine, temps in the 50s. Tomorrow, more sunshine, warming temps into the upper 50s or maybe even lower 60s. Then Friday and Saturday bring spring-like conditions with plenty of sunshine and temps in the 60s to maybe even 70s. After that, maybe a little shower activity on Sunday, but not a total washout, so keep those plans intact for the weekend. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there today, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Join Anne Arundel Medical Center Foundation on Saturday, April 27, 2019 at our Denim and Diamonds Bash in Annapolis. Denim and Diamonds is a fun evening under the stars featuring fabulous cuisine and gourmet food trucks, live and silent auction, and a live band. Last year, AAMC cared for more than 2,000 patients in our emergency departments suffering from mental illness or addiction. Help us expand much-needed inpatient and outpatient programs and services for your community. For tickets and sponsorships, visit aamcdenimanddiamonds.org. Special thanks to our platinum sponsors, AAMC medical staff, the Chesapeake Bayhawks, Comcast, the Evan K. Thallenberg family, What's Up Media, and WRNR.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.